I don't think I have been as close to just quitting as I am now. Do y'all know why it is that I'm here? It is because in 2022, 2023, I legit thought that my life was over. Finishing what was my third attempt at college, only to get violently ill for more than a year, meaning I couldn't really do what I went to school to do, figuring why not give this gaming thing a try, and the whole reason I even went to college that third time was to learn to build tiny homes because I almost became homeless myself from a wildfire in 2020. The irony being that not even a month into trying YouTube again, I suffered a fucking heart attack, and really, that should have been the end of it, all things considered. I don't know why I didn't just stop at that point. Clearly, it did something to my brain because I deluded myself into thinking I could ever make it as a content creator. I set a goal for myself of 2,000 subscribers and 250,000 channel views in 2 years. We're going on 2.5, and I am less than halfway to one goal, less than a quarter way to the other. And usually, when anything I make has a chance to go viral, that is quickly silenced by the mass haters disliking it. But I still get out of bed every fucking day, open up Premiere, and pretend like I am making anything that could actually matter. None of this shit matters, and it's never going to. I am not happy. I am not happy with how things have turned out, and to be honest, I don't think I've ever felt more fucking alone on the internet than I do becoming a YouTuber. Because in trying to present myself as a member of polite society, I have had to really censor myself and dial back the total freak that I am. As if y'all don't already headcanon every fucking weird thing you can about me. Let's just talk about some of the shit past Maddie would get up to, shall we? Let's rip off that Band-Aid. I grew up believing that all love is conditional, and the only way I could ever be accepted is by letting anyone mold me into the fleeting caricature of what they thought someone like me ought to be. Just to live as a woman, I would have to allow myself to be seen as attractive in the eyes of men and other women. That was my life. That was the double life that I lived through all of high school and college my first time. There was a girl I dated when I was a sophomore, and she was the kind of girl who presented herself as a good, proper Christian girl in public, but was anything but that behind closed doors. She absolutely loved the kind of control that she could have over me, that she could turn me into a doll at her leisure, but only under the condition that I could put it aside when it was not convenient for her. She found me attractive in both masculine and feminine forms, but could not accept me as a woman if it meant seeing herself as a lesbian or bisexual. And you will see this a lot among the religious crowd. Like, I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. It is easier to transition from male to female in Islam so long as you agree to marry a man so that it is not gay. And other religions are not above this, because I live in a very religious part of the state of California. Yet if you look at the most searched NSFW topics by people who live here, gender nonconformity is near the top of the list by bi-curious folks who will never admit to doing so. But I really had no choice except to lean into that conditional expectation people had of me. That to be accepted as a woman, I had to be attractive. And I broke it off with this girl my senior year. It was really messy, and I won't go into specifics because you don't need to know. That said, the moment I finished high school and went on to college, I began living as a woman in earnest. That was the moment life really pushed the difficulty past hard mode and straight into expert. I have spent literally over a decade being fetishized by people. Again, I had no choice but to lean into it. Getting into things like latex and PVC outfits, and with my penchant for being a contortionist, obviously those two things went hand in hand. I was also a very good writer and specialized in writing adult content. I even found out I can adjust my voice more towards ASMR and hypnosis, which came in very handy. I was told I don't know how many times that I could make it in adult film, that I could sell hypnosis audio for money, that I could be a trans findom, all of this other shit. And I honestly made a not so insignificant amount of money with some of the things that I got up to in adult spaces. The problem was I hated every bit of it. I hated assigning a fucking $sign to my identity. I hated being considered a thirst trap. I was a firm believer that intimacy is sacred and should be built on mutual trust and consent, not a transactional give or take. And the worst part was that give and take was becoming more and more a part of the community. Findoms and thirst traps were gaining popularity. They were getting media coverage. OnlyFans was blowing up, first as a meme, and then for its intended purpose. Around the end of 2019, it would get so bad that I ended up leaving social media and a lot of 18+ communities and just trying to hard reset. And then the event which shall not be named happened, and everybody lost their minds. It is really funny because I gave no fucks about the lockdowns. I did my own thing. The wildfires that year were more of an existential threat than the virus was for me. Even when a family member got it, he managed to muddle through it better than some of his colleagues did. But 2020 was also a time where, as part of this reset, I tried to come off more normal. I made a YouTube channel so that I could read out some of the novels I had spent years writing. The name Cutest Novelist comes from that. It should be obvious. Except things didn't go well. And after the wildfires, I decided I wanted to learn about tiny homes, so I shuttered the channel and went back to college. Only for that to blow up in my face, prompting me to restart the channel, and here we are. I restarted this channel as an attempt to reintegrate myself into some kind of normal. And the worst part of that might just be realizing normal does not exist anymore. Did I have any idea back then that VTubing is literally nothing more than thirst traps, GFE, BFE, and softcore? Genuinely, no. I learned that shit the hard way. when people would come into my comment section and demand that I be that kind of person. I learned that the hard way when I stumbled upon the fucking Babinku community, who are some of the least tolerant men I have ever met. I learned that the hard way when every fucking YouTube short or TikTok about a popular VTuber is fixated on some kind of innuendo. Here's something that really pisses me off. There was a channel that I thought I would like. It was a VTuber who claimed to be about mental health and wellness, about the authentic experience of going through life as an adult and not having all the answers, and just that need for us to point each other in the right direction every so often. She seemed completely wholesome, so I subscribed for a bit. It was not long at all before I saw that some of her streams were ASMR girlfriend experience. I unsubbed immediately. I think what really gets under my skin about all of this, everything that is done in this space is done under the pretext of grifting sexuality, but it is done in the most vanilla way possible, so as not to be labeled as for adult eyes only. Because these people have to make money. And they make more money marketing to all audiences than they would marketing strictly to OnlyFans or an 18+ Patreon. To me, that is even worse, because these people actually do not care about what human intimacy is supposed to mean. The one thing that I had back when I was involved in fetish communities and shit is I genuinely cared about the people I was intimate with. Always. Every time. If I didn't care about someone, I would not lead them on. I would not waste their time because I wouldn't want them wasting mine. Thirst traps do not care. Findoms do not care. They have no problem at all leading on their hordes of male fans in mock parasocialism, so long as those fans continue to buy their merch, sub to their channel, and serve as word-of-mouth marketing. Do you know what makes me different? Not once in any of my videos have I ever leaned into the ASMR, the hypnosis, the latex, or PVC, even though one of my favorite avatars is definitely that. Like, look at me when I put on this avatar. If you look close enough, the latex is actually fused to the skin, and that is by design. It is an homage to the kind of person I am when the cameras are not rolling, but I don't force that on anyone. That is not why I am here, and I would hope that is not why you are here either. I have enough respect for y'all to be on my best behavior when I am here. And I feel like that doesn't matter. I don't know if the world just wants me to go back to being that doll. I don't know if leaning into my weirdness would change things for the better, or put the final nail in the coffin. But because I choose to censor myself like this, it does mean I am less inclined to approach others in social spaces, just on the whole. My Twitter is privated. My Xbox gamertag is invite only. I just left Threads because I was getting nowhere on it, and I don't keep a public Discord account. There is nowhere that I can really talk to people that is not YouTube. Yes, there are a couple of people who I keep close on a private account because they have been my friends the longest, through good times and bad, and if I lost these people, I would probably go actually insane. But I don't feel like I can reach out to new people. I feel like people want that vanilla weird that is drip-fed to them, but when they see real weird, they act as though they have some moral high ground. And the answer is no. Because the people who come into my YouTube comments and write shit like, herder, you're a man, lol, are the same fucking people who go on fucking N-hentai and look up futanari packing sizes that are 2 to 3 times as big as they are. There is no fucking moral high ground here. What is it I actually want from all of this? What is actually going to make me feel like I am part of something? I wanted to believe that I could make a place for myself in street racing, Need for Speed, the Crew Motorfest, what have you, because those games feature a diverse set of people who are very much social outcasts. Alex Taylor, Tyler Morgan, even the pack in Motorfest is full of fucking otaku, and everybody knows it. But I don't feel like I could waltz into a place like the Motorfest Discord server without people going, oh, you're too weird, you're a freak, you don't belong here. I'm tired. My whole life has been this fucking contradiction, and I just don't want to be alone. I don't even know how I want to end this, so thanks for listening, I guess.